Hi everybody, it's Barb from Self-Help FAQ. Thank you for joining me. In this first series of our channel, we're going to be working through the journal that came out last summer that I wrote, and it's to help you improve in your health, wealth, and happiness. So in the first series here, we'll go through the first 4 weeks of the journal so you can get a feel of what it's like and if you like the activities. Do you want to work on your goals and future endeavors? Do you want to work on diet and exercise? Do you want to take control of your financial situation? Or do you want to work on your relationships or maybe communication in your relationships? You want to learn how to be happier in your life? Well, this journal will go through all of that and more. So I encourage you to join me each week to go through the journal. You get to study famous quotes. We'll get to do a journal question together on the theme. And we'll get to join in doing fun and thought-provoking activities together. So it's a 52-week journal. You can start wherever you want. You don't have to start in January. You can start right now. So I will take you through the setup and also how to get a hold of the book. And that's what we're going to do next. So let's take a look at the journal in depth. Okay, before we go into week 1, let's take a look at the table of contents in the journal to see just what the book offers that you might be interested in. And starting with week 1, doubts in your future, money for knowledge, physical well-being, decluttering your environment, happiness, mind-body connection, intentional perception, making a difference, mornings, financial stability, productivity improvement, nurturing relationships, language learning, healing nutrition, art engagement, reading and personal development, self-care, simplifying your life, proactive intentions, travel and stereotypes, envy, digital detox, trust, overcoming challenges, service, habits, and sleep. Next page. Weeks 28 through 52, impactful messages, saying no, facing fears, expanding your vocabulary, speed reading, keep learning, regret, calming the stress, being frugal, self-talk, success, the creative process, reconnection, solving conflicts, exercise, in nature, making friends, relaxing the mind, elevator speeches, disabilities, enlightening others, anticipation, gratitude, plan your next year, and your turn. Okay, so let's take a look at week 1, the theme and the discussion and the study. The opening quote for week 1 is from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it is, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today." So if you look at the quote, it's really telling us that we're not going to be able to go ahead and do the things that we want to do in life and be happy if we're doubting ourselves and having a lack of confidence. You know, these doubts and lack of confidence and anything negative that you believe about yourself can be a barrier to achieving your goals and doing the things you really want to do or becoming the kind of person that you want to become. So if you can acknowledge this and change your mindset, because that's really what it's all about. It's about mindset. You can actually become happier and get more things done that you really want to do in your life. So it's really important that you believe in yourself. It's important that when you have a challenge, that you meet it head on the best that you can. You don't have to be perfect, but you just have to try. And the more that you try, the more you overcome, the more encouragement you'll have to keep going to reach your goals. Because, you know, these doubts can really limit you and hold you back from having the true kind of fun life, good life that you want to have. And you don't have to put yourself in this prison. You just have to recognize, okay, right now I'm saying I can't do this, I just can't do this. But you can actually change your mind and say, I think I can do this if I would just try. And if there's anything that makes you think you can't do this that's out of your power, then you can think about ways to overcome this and actually do what it is you want to do and set out to do. It's really, really important for your personal growth and achievement that you overcome your negative thoughts, your negative beliefs, and anything that you think limits you. It's important that you start thinking more positively about yourself and what you can do. Positive thinking helps us when we're deciding what we want for our future and what we're going to do. The positive thinking really helps us to become the person we want to be, become successful, have a happier, more fulfilling life. And some of the beliefs that people can have about, well, limiting beliefs that hold them back could be things like, I'm not good enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not good looking enough, I just don't have the skills or talent for this, I'm not worthy, I'm not lucky enough, and all of those kinds of things. But if you believe this, it's going to stop you from growing and achieving what you really want in your life. So basically this week's study and work is going to be working on yourself and your mindset and envisioning a better future for yourself. So first you have to believe that the things that you want are possible. And that's only possible by changing your mindset. So let's take a look at the journal question, moving on to the next page. So here's our question for the week. And it is, what are the doubts that hold you back from reaching your goals? Write them down, then challenge each doubt by considering alternative, more positive perspectives. So what we're trying to do here is think of a few things, maybe 5 to 10 things. Hopefully it's not that many that you have for negative beliefs. Maybe 5 things would be good enough to start with, I think. 5 things that you're telling yourself that you can't do, or you'll never be able to do, or there's no way you can do that. Write that down. And then you draw an arrow and write your new sentence, how you might be able to change those thoughts, what is one thing you can do to change those thoughts or that habit or whatever it is that you're going to write down. So at this point, take out a sheet of paper if you haven't already and pause the video and do the exercise. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pause the video and do the exercise, and when we come back, I'll tell you a little bit about what I've learned, and hopefully in the comment section of the video you'll tell me some things you learned from this question. After that, we'll do the fun activity that comes after this. So pause the video, let's work on this activity. Okay, so we're back. How did you do on this exercise? Hopefully well. Did you learn a few things? What did you learn? Put it down in the comments. Mine had a lot to do with what I'm doing now. I'm actually, this is my first time doing YouTube channel, and so quite a few of these had to do with things like technical skill in making videos. I don't really have it yet, so I changed that to I'm going to learn as I go, which I think is pretty positive. And maybe, I thought maybe I just wasn't good enough to be on YouTube, and that maybe I'm too old. You know, I'm not like the young 20-somethings. But you know what? People are on this channel to get help, not to grade me. And I have at least 30 years experience in the topics that I'm going to be teaching and talking about. So I think I have a lot to offer. And as far as being too old, I don't know if you've heard of Granny Pat on YouTube, but if you haven't, you should tune in to Chit Chat with Granny Pat. She's 89 years old, and she's really killing it on YouTube. I think she's doing a great job. So if she can do it, I can do it. And you can do it too. And some other things that came up was I just didn't have confidence in my hobby, which is playing guitar. I'm not an advanced guitar player, but I'm not a beginner either, and I thought that maybe I wasn't good enough to be playing in bands. But I am in a band, and I have played with people I don't know in other bands. And they've all complimented me, and everything seemed to go well. So there's no excuse for me thinking that I can't when I can. And the last thing is I do have a disability which keeps me from exercising as much as I would like to. But I have exercised, and all I can do is add more and try to make things a little bit different, like do yoga, do some weightlifting, do some bike riding on a recumbent bike. So it can be done, and music really motivates me. So those are the things that I can do. So as you see, I try to turn everything around. Let me know below if there's something else that you'd like to do. Something that you learned by doing this exercise, what you envision as a better future for yourself by turning around your negative beliefs. Let me know in the comments. Okay, now moving on to the fun activity. We are going to create a vision board for your goals. So as it says here, a vision board is a powerful tool for visualizing and manifesting your goals. I have a space below where you can plan it out, or you can take out your sheets of paper to work on your goals. So I have a few items I can show you that I brought. If you don't have any kind of poster board or anything that you can do this on, just take out 2 blank sheets of paper like I have here. And you can just tape them together for this little exercise. Or you can use 1 sheet and just plan it out on the 1 sheet. So you should have something that you can do your vision board on. As you see, here's an example of one I did 5 years ago. So basically what you do is you can take some magazines. And I have a few here I can show you. I happen to like reading Real Simple magazine. So there's 1 copy. It's got some colorful, healthy foods. This one has got some decoration ideas, simple home living. And here's another one that's got some color combinations, and I like color. So I'll be looking through these magazines, and they've already been read, so I can cut them up. And basically what you do is you find some things in the magazines, cut them up, and put them on your board. And post the board in a place that you can see it every day. Could be on your desk, on your refrigerator, on a wall, anywhere where you're going to be looking at it every day. And some themes to think about when you're working on your vision board is health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, travel, happiness, a bucket list maybe. So if you look at the one I've done here, this is in black and white because it's the type of printing that was done on it. But this is supposed to be color combinations here. And then I've got healthy food going this way. I've got exercise over here. I've got my music and singing in the background. There's some kind of decoration I like for a living room. get some sun every day. And then on this side, I've got achieving my goals and being more productive. A quote that I like, we rise by lifting others up, which is true. And people maybe that I've helped saying, you have made a difference in my life. And then I like to travel to Europe and live in a warm climate eventually. And I'm hoping that these things that I do here will help me earn enough money to do this kind of thing, and also to donate to a conservation fund. I just happen to like cheetahs, and I like donating to that fund there, Cheetah Conservation Fund. So this is the kind of thing that we're aiming to do after you've planned out what you want your vision board to say to you. And so what you might want to do it in the planning in the form of sentences like, I'm going to eat more vegetables, is right here. I'm going to use weights in my exercise, right here. I'm going to get more sun. I'm going to play my music, there's me and my guitar, in public. This was quite a while ago, probably about 10 years ago, when my hair was more straight. Going to work on my business to help people, which will help me make money. I will also travel to live in a warm climate, and I will donate to my favorite cause. So I sort of wrote the sentences out and then did it this way. Now you can also do this on computer. You can download some things, some pictures on computer, and just put it on your screen as a screensaver. But for me, I'm not going to be looking at it as much because I'm going to have other things on my screen all the time. And when I see it next to me or right out in front, then it's sort of, what it does is it kind of plays on your mind. You might not be, after a while, you might not really notice. But if you're passing by it every day, it makes an imprint on your mind. And then the wheels start turning in your mind to point you in the direction of making these things happen for you. And I can say this one from 5 years ago. I don't know if I have the color version next to me on a desk. See if we can flip this up to show you. See, there's the color version on a desk right there. Kind of looks a lot better in color, doesn't it? Okay, but anyway, let's get that back down here. So this one was done 5 years ago, and I can truthfully say that I have been eating healthy, and I've gotten better results on my physicals at my doctor's office because I've been doing the exercise, the healthy eating. And in the last 3 years or so, my music has increased. I joined a band. I started to learn another instrument, so now I play guitar and bass. And I have been getting a little more sun, though it's harder for me to do that because I get so engrossed in what I'm doing over here that I forget to go out. And I have had people tell me, a few people that have bought the journal have told me that it has helped them get them going in the right direction. But still, I have not been able to fulfill this dream here. I almost did, but then COVID happened and I couldn't go. But hopefully, if I can help enough people and get enough money, then I can start doing these things and maybe even donating to more causes. This is what I hope, anyway. So, I'm going to now stop the video, pause the video. You can pause the video here and work on your vision board, and then we'll come back and talk about that. So, besides the magazines that you might find around the house or downloaded pictures and printed from the internet, You might want to grab a pair of scissors for cutting, glue stick when you're ready to stick it to your paper, and I would highly recommend that you place your items on the paper first. Arrange them in the order that you think your final arrangement will be before gluing them down. Because one thing you don't want is to glue them down and say, oops, I wanted it over there. And you might want some markers to add some color, if you're more artistic than me, actually. And if you like to paint, get out your paint brushes and your paints. Okay, so I'm back with my new vision board, and kind of what I've started to notice as far as thinking about my future. It seems like I'm talking about my near future. You could even say presently, what's happening and what I'm hoping to have happen in the very near future, instead of farther away in the future where my other vision board was. So as you can see on this first page, I'm still emphasizing healthy eating and preparing healthy foods, adding yoga into my exercise routine. So that's a body, and then need to take better care of my skin as I age, so that's what the Olay body lotion is about. And for my mind, I need to do more reading. It seems I don't make enough time for reading, but I will now. I don't usually read fiction, but I do like to read nonfiction, how to get things done, you know, and learning new things. But I think that I'll probably be adding some fiction just as to help my mind relax. Moving over to the second page, I do have a problem with a kind of a crowded room in the home, and I really want to fix that situation. So I'm getting ideas how to live more minimally, minimalist design. Because if you've got a clear design, not too much clutter, then your mind gets clearer too. That's what I've been told. Anyway, this little cupboard represents getting more organized, which will help me get more of a room like that, looking like that. And below that, I have a little piggy bank picture. I've been spending to create a better future. Now I want to save for things that I need, and also for a nice vacation to a warm climate. That would be great. And lastly, this might be in the farther future, but even though I'm enjoying my housemate's 2 cats right now, I've always loved tabbies, and I hope to get my own tabby one day. So doing this exercise, for me, it looks like I'm focusing more on the near future, but looking at these daily will help get my mind going in the right direction for all the things I'm going to want pretty close in the future. What was your takeaway from this exercise, and would you like to share your own vision boards? If you would, there is a self-help FAQ Facebook page where you can share pictures of your vision boards. I'd really love to see it. Hey, and we're back. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson and the activity, the vision boards. I hope you learned some things about yourself that maybe you didn't know before, know yourself a little bit better, know what you want to go after for your future. And I hope you'll share some of your vision boards with me. You can do that on my Facebook page, Self-Help FAQ Facebook page. Just put your vision boards there and let me know kind of what you're after, what you might have learned. And so the one that I did was mostly for my present, close future at hand. It's still growing. I'm sure I'm going to be adding more to it later. And I'm sure that yours will grow too through time. You should keep doing them like maybe once a year, once every 2 years. In my case, I waited 5 years to do my next one. But it's fun, and it does, as you see it each day, you will get pulled closer to your goals, because that's what happens. It's known as the law of attraction, that kind of thing. So I hope you'll share those with me. And just to let you know, in the next 4 weeks, we'll do 4 lessons from the book with the questions and the activities. And at the end of it, if you like what you've seen and done, and you want to get the book, just follow the link in the description box below the video. Or you can join my Patreon, which will be going up soon, where it won't cost very much, but you'll get lessons done with you past the 4 weeks, printouts of the lessons if you'd rather have that than the full book. And you get some extra maybe checklists and other things that you might be able to do, extra things that you can get there. So for each week, we're going to have what I call Success Sundays, where we're going to be working through the journal. And then we'll have Wisdom Wednesdays, where we might study a different quote. We might have a story related to the video. Related to the theme of the week, the topic of the week. I might be recommending a book that you can learn from related to what we're working on. We might do some more visualization exercises or mindset exercises. That's very important. And then on Fridays, we'll have follow-up Fridays, where I will answer viewer questions or questions from questions that might come up in the exercises that we do. I might like to share viewer progress if you let me know. You can comment in the video below about progress or other comments that you have. Or you can write to me at barb@selfhelpfaq.com, and I can get your questions that way as well. So I hope you'll come back on Wednesday for Wisdom Wednesday. It should be interesting. And thank you so much for joining me. What you did today is real work towards a better future, and don't forget that. So believe in your vision, and I'll see you Wednesday. Thanks again. Bye, friends.